I will demonstrate what I'm doing to show that it works and that it is something that you can do as well, because we like evidence. Evidence shows us that what I am telling you actually works and is a tangible thing that you can use. If you're anything like me, then one of the things that you really love in life is to feel good and to feel energetic all the time. But from all the testing and all the observing of my own feelings, there's one thing that I've observed that above all else has a much larger impact on the way I feel and has a much larger capability to ruin me when I'm going positive. This one thing, if you neglect it, it will make you feel worse than any other thing that you could possibly neglect. And this one thing, if you do it well, will also build you up so that every other habit in your life, every other practice, every other thing that you do that is good for you will become easier. It is basically the core pillar of the core pillars of feeling good. And if you haven't guessed it, this one thing, it's sleep. Sleep is the one thing that is stopping you from having motivation and discipline. And to demonstrate this, I'm going to break it down. The three main pillars of feeling good that you hear all the time: diet, exercise, sleep. And quite often, actually, lately, we've put stress in there. Stress has become a quite common one. If you have a very potent source of stress in your life, that will overwhelm some of the other areas of your life. You will not be able to function correctly. This video is not about stress, but if you do have a potent source of stress, that is something that you need to address, and that is something I may make future videos about. Sleep is the one thing that if you don't get, it will stop all of your motivation and you will lose the ability to be disciplined towards the things that you want to do that don't feel especially good at the time, which is often the case for things that are good for us and that are meaningful to us. They're not the most dopamine inducing all the time. Let's have a look at diet, exercise, sleep. Diet is much easier to start making changes towards. With sleep, there's not some little thing that you can change. You can't just have a 2-hour nap and it will be the same as eating some vegetables. It's not the same. Sleep quality is very unique in that it's all at once. You must sleep well at this one time during your circadian rhythm at night, or it's not going to work well for you. Next, exercise. Similar to diet, it's very easy to put a little minimal effort slab in, and that little slab will make you feel good and make you want to do it later. Sleep, if you mess it up for a night, that night is completely gone. If you completely stop exercising and you completely stop eating healthy foods, you will still be much more functional than a person who gets zero sleep. Now that we know what is stopping us from having the motivation and the discipline that we want, now we can stop it. The first thing that is important to know is that the best quality hours of sleep are between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. So it doesn't matter when you go to sleep or when you wake up. If you want the highest quality sleep you can possibly get, you just want to be asleep between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. And for the majority of us, that means that you want to start getting to sleep around 10 p.m. Now, going to bed at 10 p.m. sounds great in theory, but how do we get ourselves to do it? And that's where a little thing I like to call making a rule comes in, which has become quite a favorite of mine for getting myself to do things. How it works is that there's some behavior that you want to stop, or there's some behavior that you want to start. Specifically, when there's something that we want to stop, we want to stop staying up past 10 p.m. We want to go to bed at 10 p.m. So let's identify why we don't want to go to bed at 10 p.m. We don't want to go to bed at 10 p.m. because we felt like the time in our day has been taken away from us, and we are perhaps bored, or perhaps there's so many different things that we want to do and we want to spend all of our time doing these things, and we can't physically get all these things done before 10 p.m. Especially when we're tired from work, we're tired from socializing, we're tired from everything, and we just want to relax in the later stages of the day, and it means that we don't get a lot of the things that we need to get done. Not only that, but we have the social media apps and the modern technology of today that preys on our instincts to seek novelty and seek stimulation from things. And there's new things that stimulate us constantly, keep us on our phone or on our computers, whatever screen that we have. And this is keeping us awake for very long periods of time that we want to be asleep. But we have melatonin that comes into our brains at about 10 p.m., which makes us feel tired. And we often do feel a little bit tired, but the screens that we're looking at and the stimulation that we're getting is pushing away these chemicals that we're feeling that make us want to sleep, and is keeping us up for longer. And now that we know that these are the things that are causing us to do that, we're going to make a rule. This rule is going to be a good rule. The rule is 10 p.m. is our target. And that means that after 10 p.m., we are allowed to stay awake. We are allowed to be awake after 10 p.m. since a lot of us, we kind of want to be awake after 10 p.m. We have lots of things that we want to do. But here's the rule. As soon as it hits 10 p.m., every single thing that we do with our time must be tangibly, and when I say tangible, I mean very clearly and very measurably beneficial for our life. So say, for example, watching K-pop on YouTube, watching entertaining things, learning more, even reading certain entertainment books. After 10 p.m., you will not do anything that is not productive for your life. And that is your rule. And what you're going to find is that you're going to be bored and you're going to want to go to sleep anyway. And that's the goal. You're going to be there doing whatever activities that are beneficial for you, and you're probably going to feel, you know what, I would rather go to sleep right now. And that is the much easier stepping stone to going to sleep. And that is going to make you go to sleep. And that is exactly what I'm doing tonight. I'll see you tonight when I film this. I will show you. I will demonstrate what I'm doing to show that it works and that it is something that you can do as well, because we like evidence. Evidence shows us that what I am telling you actually works and is a tangible thing that you can use. That's all from me. Here I am, guys. It's 11:27 p.m. if you can see there. It's a room for improvement, but it's earlier than I go to bed on most other nights, and it's a step in the right direction. Today I got home from work. I went off straight. I made some dumplings and I made some eggs that I ate quickly before I left, and then around 7 I had to leave for tricking class. Tricking, which is like the acrobatic martial arts. Then after that I got home at around 9:20 and I watched a few videos and I started editing my YouTube videos as well. And then when it got to 10 p.m. is when I enforced the rule. So after 10 p.m. I could no longer start watching random videos to consume content for entertainment or to even learn either. I couldn't consume anything. I just kept editing because I needed to do a bunch of editing. I did another hour or hour and a half of editing and had a shower. Now I've just got into bed. So after 10 p.m. I could either do work that's really important to me, or I could get bored and go to sleep. And that's exactly what I did. It's still hard to go to sleep because even when I stop myself from watching the really dopamine-inducing videos, the videos that feel really good, the fun videos, the insightful videos, all that stuff, I still have video editing and uploading videos, which takes a surprising amount of time, by the way. But especially when I get into a state where I really want to chase the things I want in life, I just want to keep editing and keep getting stuff prepared and planning and getting things out there for my channel. So even though I'm stopping everything at 10 p.m, it's still hard, and it's 11:30 now, but it's a step in the right direction. And the better that I get at it, the quicker I'll get, and the earlier I'll be going to sleep. And I'm going to go to sleep now. So good night, viewers.